tonight with us. Well, we've got the dance team on tap. We've got the Eisenhower marching band. All sorts of other options down below. The 50-50 folks will be running the stands. We've got the other boosters down below, the dance team, and also a table for the senior all night party. So lots going on. So check it out. A great game. We hope we'll keep Mother Nature at bay here and get things going. Keep things before she shows up. Anyway, sit back, find a comfortable seat, and enjoy the game. Crazy Train, under the direction of Charles Baker. Next song is by American rock band Portugal the Man. This tune draws on the melody from the Marvelettes' 1961 hit, Please Mr. Postman. Please enjoy our version of Feel It Still, conducted by Ryan Cady.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Swinehart Field. For my broadcast partner, Stephen MacDonald, I'm Kris Wright. And Stephen, we have a huge Mac-Red matchup for the crowd today at home tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. Eisenhower Eagles hosting the Dakota Cougars. And as you said, Chris, great battle in the Mac-Red. These two teams are two of the teams tied currently for first place in the Mac-Red. I had a chance to catch up with Cougars head coach Greg Bauer just a moment ago. Here with Coach Bauer on Shelby TV prior to the Eisenhower Eagles game with the Dakota Cougars. Coach, obviously big game in the Mac-Red here this evening. What was sort of the message to the team pre-game?
Well, we control our own destiny. You know, whoever wins this game is going to get at least a share of the Mac-Red championship. And that's all we can ask for at this point of the year is to control our own destiny, and we have to, take care of our end of the bargain, but we're ready to do that.
Eisenhower Eagles, a team that have had success here at home this year, 2-0 on their home field. Dakota, as you obviously know, has had success against this team in recent years. How does that continue here tonight?
Well, recent years don't really play into this year. It's a year-to-year thing. They're excellent, and they usually are. Kris does such a good job coaching these guys. It's going to be a dogfight. It's probably going to be a one-score game coming down in the fourth quarter. And like always, the team that makes the fewest mistakes, turns the ball over the fewest, will win the game.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
As always, Chris, we thank Coach Bauer for his time with us pregame here down on the field on Shelby TV. Talked about kind of throwing the records out from previous years. It's always a new year, new challenge for these teams whenever they get together. 11-11 in the regular season all-time between these two teams. Dakota Cougars, though, Chris, lead the all-time series 18-13.
That's right, and Eisenhower has played 4 close games here in the MAC Red so far, 1-score games. I got a chance to talk with Coach Smith about that and a couple other things right before here. Coach, big come-from-behind win last week. What were you kind of impressed with your team to have the adversity to come back?
That's 2 weeks in a row. Our team's been able to come back right at the end. Been down with the last couple minutes of the game and win the game. So that's a great sign for a good team, a team that's getting better. And I think that's where we're at. We're still getting better. We still have room to improve, but every week we're improving.
As you said, 2 weeks come from behind victories. I think every MAC Red game this year has been 1-score games. What are you looking at to maybe make this a 2-score game tonight against Dakota?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not an easy task for anybody, but the way things are going, we're expecting a real tight game and you know, give our kids a chance at the end, hopefully.
MAC Red on the line. If you win, you stay in it. Is your team scoreboard watching it at all, or you just got to focus on tonight's game?
No, you can't focus on that. I mean, you got to focus on your game. You got to get what you have to do done first. And so, you know, our kids are prepared, and we're always excited to play. You know, the better the opponent, the more excited our kids are to play.
Well, we hope next time we talk, we'll have a MAC Red championship to talk about, but have a good game.
All right, thank you. I want to say we wear orange for Brady Youngblood. Thank you.
We thank Coach Smith for taking the time with us pregame. And Stephen, as you said, these two teams are 2 of 4 teams currently tied for first place in the MAC Red. So this game could very well decide who walks out as MAC Red champion. It's Dakota versus Eisenhower coming up next on Shelby TV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Swinehart Field from the broadcast booth. My name's Kris Wright, alongside my broadcast partner, Stephen MacDonald. Stephen, we got a big game for us here in the Mac Red. But before that, we're going to go down to the field for the national anthem.
Dakota and your Eagles of Eisenhower High School. And as expected tonight, your primary purpose for being here is to support your team. And remember, you can support both teams by refraining from derogatory comments and issues cheers for both sides. So remember, let's be positive and cheer for your team and not against your opponent. And now, football fans, if you would please kindly stand as we pay honor to America with the singing of our national anthem by Ike's own senior anthem singers, Anna Pillier, Ella Scope, Rachel Jimenez, and Kevin Ago.
We have a big game, like I said before. Dakota and Eisenhower, 2 3-1 teams in the Mac Red. What are some keys for Eisenhower here right before this game starts? Actually, we do want to take a moment just to recognize Coach Youngblood's son, Brady. As Coach Smith said in the pregame, everyone is wearing orange wristbands for him today. Just a great part of this team for years and years. Just want to take that moment to remember him on the anniversary, passing away 4 years ago today. So just thank you, Brady, and thank you, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. I've been doing games here, as we know, for a couple of years. Unfortunately, never had the opportunity and the privilege to meet Brady. But I think this will be a very special football game here tonight for the Eisenhower Eagles. To get to your question, though, prior to that, about what they need to do tonight, I think defensively, it's just Dakota has such length, especially at their receiver position. They have 2 receivers both listed above 6'3", that their quarterback likes to go to as the kick goes out of bounds.
Well, we are going to start off this game here now. After the illegal kick, Eisenhower is going to get the ball first.
But on the flip side of that, Chris, as we get a look at the Eagles' offense, Eisenhower as well has a couple of really long-bodied receivers in Bills and Connor Temple. So on the flip side to that, how does Dakota line up with them one-on-one on the outside? But one thing Coach Bauer said to me pregame was, this is what you want, especially for both these teams, is to have this opportunity this late in the season to be playing for what they are essentially playing for here tonight. And especially when you go all the way back to training camp in August, when these guys are out here just putting in that work each and every day, this is what you are trying to play for when it comes to October football.
That's right, both these teams 3-1 in the Mac Red. trying to stay alive throughout the game. If we are able to, we will update the score between Chippewa Valley and Romeo, and we will give you playoff scenarios and who can win the division tonight. First play of the game is a handoff. That's Kamari Charles, slips at about the 39-yard line. Gain of 4 on the run. Looks at turn up field there, just wasn't able to. Another handoff. Charles again. He'll get a gain of 1, brings up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Eisenhower getting up quickly to the ball. A couple of runs to Charles brings up 3rd down and 5.
Fakes the handoff. This is a pass to the outside. Hayden Bills with the catch. And they're going to stay right at the first down line. And that's good enough for the first down.
Quick little option play there. Throw to the outside, one-on-one coverage with Elijah Warren that time.
Crum takes the snap. He'll fake the handoff. Pass in the backfield. That's Brandon Kedrow breaking a tackle, but it will be a loss of about 2 yards on the carry.
Kedrow able to slip that initial tackle from 44 in white, Austin Tukowski. He's one of the guys, along with Brady Hamby, to watch for this Dakota team tonight, especially on the defensive side of things.
Charles gets the handoff up the middle, and he'll get taken down right at midfield there. Gain of 7 brings up 3rd down and 5 again. The Eagles are looking to up the pace right off the bat. Hurry up offense. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Charles gets the handoff again. This time unable to get anywhere, maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
It looks like they'll go with send out the punting unit very quickly on 4th down and 4. And Chris, I think to your point about how quickly they're going on that drive, I think that's just trying to get something sparked with this offense early. As Coach said, last couple of weeks they've had to come from behind in the second half to win some of these games.
A low snap is picked up and punted away, and that'll go down to about the 25, 26-yard line, and that's where Dakota will take over.
And we'll get our first look at the junior quarterback, Jaden Ford. But you even saw it on that punt, Chris, on 4th down and 4 from about midfield. They sprinted the punting unit on that time. So Eisenhower really, as you said, trying to up the tempo here early.
Dakota really has had the Eagles' number in recent years. Eisenhower hasn't been able to get a win since 2019. But this would be probably the biggest one outside of the playoffs.
Eagles dropping both meetings with Dakota a year ago. One of those was a playoff meeting. And I thought it was interesting talking with Coach pregame, talked about kind of have to throw away the records when it comes to games like this. It's all about what you do on this given night. And that's why I think this game is going to be so much fun to watch here from Swinehart Field.
Timeout. Timeout. Dakota. First timeout this half.
A lot of confusion there. It was actually Brady Hamby lined up to take the snap. He's listed as a linebacker in our programs.
Yeah, you will see that from time to time tonight, especially in some short yardage situations around the goal line. They like to bring him in, sort of a wildcat situation, if you will. Back in week 2, the Cougars were here at Swinehart Field taking on the Utica Chieftains. The Chieftains that night saw a few looks from Hamby lined up at quarterback.
As you take a look at the crowd, it is a pink out here at Swinehart Field, and it definitely filled out here. Standing room only all around this stadium.
And of course, a shout out across the way to the Dakota Cougars fans, especially the students that have really filled in here.
Hamby takes the snap. He'll pitch it backwards. That's Caleb Pritchard, and he's going to get taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Great pursuit there from the Eagles, able to keep that play on the outside and able to take him down.
Cougars going trick play on their first play from scrimmage. That's one of those guys, Chris, that I talked about with you pregame off the air. Pritchard, one of those long body wide receivers. Trent Morin, number 1 in white, is the other one. Almost feel like they played into Eisenhower's hands a little bit that time by trying to go side to side versus north and south.
It's a handoff this time on the left side to Austin Tuchowski. He'll get a gain of about 2. This brings up a 3rd and long. There you see the quarterback, junior Jaden Ford, number 7. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He's got a running back in the backfield behind him.
3rd down and 8. Eisenhower looks to pin their ears back a bit.
Ford looking to throw. He'll throw it over the middle. And it is incomplete. Dangerous pass intended for Colin Sneed. Brings up 4th down.
On their first possession of the game, Eisenhower's offense tried to establish the running game with Kamari Charles a little bit, try to settle in, get some tempo going offensively. Never felt like on that drive for Dakota that they really were able to get much going.
Connor Temple back to receive this punt at the 42-yard line.
Timeout. Eisenhower.
And now
first
Eisenhower.
timeout this half.
Eisenhower will take their first timeout of the half. Only 3 minutes, 3:45 gone here in this first quarter. These teams trying to establish a rhythm. Again, a very, very important game.
And because of that, Chris, I think that's why you're seeing some of these early timeouts. They want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. You don't want any silly mistakes, guys not knowing what the play call is, where they're supposed to be lined up, things like that. Just making sure that you control the game and you control sort of the narrative within the game, and making sure that, again, there's no silly mistakes, no silly penalties if you can avoid it.
Punt is away. That's a sky-high fair catch called for at about the 38-yard line, and that's where Eisenhower's going to take over. Early on in the first quarter, Chippewa Valley 7, Romeo 0. We had talked about playoff possibilities, or rather conference championship possibilities. So Romeo, Chippewa Valley, Eisenhower, and Dakota all come in 3-1. This is their final MAC Red matchup of the regular season. Eisenhower needs a win and a Romeo loss in order to call themselves MAC Red champions. Crum takes the snap. He'll pitch it to Kamari Charles, trying to run up the right side, and he'll get hit after about a gain of 1. So today, all Eisenhower fans have to be Chippewa Valley fans.
Solid usage of Kamari Charles here in the early going. Really trying to work side to side so far. See when they open it up north and south.
Temple gets this pass in the backfield, and he'll get taken down at the 42-yard line. 3rd and about medium.
And really, this isn't anything that we're not accustomed to seeing from offensive coordinator Joe Youngblood. Likes to try and get his guys out in space one-on-one, really utilizes the sidelines well, and that allows him to open things up down the field. You'll see them go play action, and they really do well picking their moments. You wonder on 3rd and 7 if this is one of those moments.
Excuse me, that was Brandon Kedrow on the pass. This is a handoff up the middle. Just had one man to beat, couldn't beat him. Kamari Charles gets taken down after a gain of 1, and that brings up 4th down.
Pretty conservative play call, something that we're not used to saying about Coach Youngblood. Just goes kind of a delayed draw that time to Charles.
The snap is good, and the punt is away. Good punt down at the 25, and gets pushed out of bounds at the 35. A return of 10 for Michael Felicia.
And Chris, you talked about sort of the 4 teams atop the MAC Red. We've talked about a couple times already on our broadcast. I went back and looked earlier this afternoon at kind of how this all played out. And it's actually really interesting how that circle kind of came complete over the last few weeks. Eisenhower lost to Romeo. Romeo lost to Dakota. Dakota losing to Chippewa Valley, and then Chippewa losing to Ike. We had that game here just a couple weeks ago.
First and 10, Dakota's going to take over from there. Snap, run up the middle, and he'll gain 3 yards on that one.
Cody Raymond this time, you'll see it there on the replay, coming free off the edge, but they run it away from his side, and it's going to be smart for them to do that here this evening. A week ago, Raymond 13.5 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and 1.5 sacks. So they'll definitely make sure they know which side of the line Cody Raymond is coming from.
Second down and 7 coming up. Ford takes the snap. He'll hand it off again up the middle at Skylar Simmons. He'll get another 3 yards on that carry. Brings up 3rd and 4 for Dakota.
Again, Dakota taking a while to get this play in. They've already had to use 1 timeout in this half already on offense.
Ford takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself, running up the middle. And he's going to get past the first down marker. And that's a first down for Dakota.
And again, just like I talked about earlier, that was actually Hamby lined up at
Hamby,
quarterback
yes.
that time. And again, in that similar situation, you had about 5 yards to go. They just direct snap to him and just gets behind his blockers. Looks like that was Stakowski, his lead blocker that time. Gets about 6 on the run. And again, if you're Eisenhower, you have to be ready for that in probably less than 5 yards to go.
First and 10 now for Dakota. 2 receivers to the right side of this formation. They'll put a man in motion. That is Hamby again, running up the middle, down to the Eisenhower 48. That's a gain of 5.
And Chris, my guess right now is they know they're not going to have a lot of running room around the edges against this Eisenhower defense when you have guys like Cody Raymond and Lorenzo Mocheri bearing down on you off the edges. That's why they've got Hamby back there just taking it right up the middle. They're going to take their chances between the tackles right now, just try to establish the line of scrimmage if they can.
A lot of hand signals coming from the Dakota sideline. Hamby in the Wildcat again. He'll take the snap, running left of the formation this time. And he'll get another first down, another gain of 5.
And that's exactly it right there. If you can get 4, 5, 6 yards to carry just doing that every single time, there's really no need to go away from it. Good look at Jimmy McGuire, the junior defensive back, on your screen just a moment ago.
Clock ticking. A little more than 3 minutes left here in this first quarter. Hamby takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he is brought down after a gain of about 2. Brings up second down.
As you take another look at it, this time better defended by the Eagles. Mocheri nearly got in there, just couldn't slip that last blocker. Another guy that was in the backfield for the Eagles, Devin Steele, kind of quietly had a solid game a week ago against Anchor Bay. Finished with 4 tackles in that one. Has had a solid year this year as the senior.
Hamby takes the snap, keeps it and gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
And right on cue, there he is, 21, Devin Steele. And Kris, it worked earlier in the drive. You were getting those consistent 4, 5, 6-yard runs with Hamby up the middle, but eventually you had to realize that defensive coordinator David Brzezinski was going to start to stack the box a little bit more. They were going to start playing towards that run up the middle. You'd like to see them maybe go some sort of play action there, try to catch Eisenhower off balance.
It's like we're going to
get dead ball, encroachment on the defense. Number 58, 5 yards, third down.
Eisenhower tried to show pressure there, just jumped over the line, and they're going to call encroachment. Now it's 3rd and 5 for Dakota. Ford in the backfield takes the snap, looking to throw, but he gets taken down. Lorenzo Moncheri with the sack. A big play pushes them back 4 yards. And this goes from a go for it to a punt.
Yeah, Moncheri getting the sack there, had 7 tackles a week ago, had a tackle and a half for loss, including a sack. So picking up right where he left off from last Friday night.
Nearly blocked the punt. Bounces and it rolls Eisenhower's way to about the 18-yard line. That is where Eisenhower will take over. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Eisenhower had a shot at that block, but just missed it. Very important drive here for the Eagles. Crum takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's looking to throw. He's going to throw this one deep. Hayden Bills, no! A lot of pushing and shoving. Hayden Bills, the intended receiver. It looked like he had a shot at it, but he would either have been out of bounds or incomplete. Just right through the hands. Foot would have been in bounds.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the idea of taking the shot there on first down. Try to get a big play, get this crowd going, get this offense going a bit. But a bit of a dangerous throw that time. Didn't have the corner beat by more than a step or two and had the safety coming over the top.
Pitch to Charles. Charles trying to run up the right side. And he'll get a gain of about 2. Brings up a 3rd and long for Eisenhower.
And one thing we're noticing in the early going, just about 30 seconds left in this first quarter, it's going to be very hard, Kris, to run the football tonight. Those couple runs by Hamby was really most of what we've seen so far, and then the Eisenhower defense stiffened on him a bit.
It looks like they are going to let this clock run out. And they do. Well, at the end of one, a huge MAC Red matchup. It is 0-0 tie.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Kris, just looking down at the crowd just below us here in the press box, everyone in the stands is really hanging on every play. You saw it on that near punt block just a few moments ago by Eisenhower, the crowd, the oohs and the ahs, when he just barely missed getting a hand on that football. Everybody in the stands really hanging on every play, every tackle, every throw. And even myself up here in the press box, I feel like I'm doing it as well. This is just such a huge game for both these teams, and you can just feel that energy right now within the stadium. And that just goes back to what I said at the top of our broadcast. This is really, as Coach Bauer said pregame, this is what you want playing these games in mid-October, early October, is to have an opportunity like these two teams have here tonight.
Really quick, while we have a second, Chippewa Valley now has a 14-0 lead over Romeo early on in that game.
And all I'll say, Chris, is we've seen it time and time again this season. No lead in the MAC Red is safe.
Crum takes a snap, looking to throw. He'll throw it. Pass is caught by Hayden Bills right at the marker, but they're going to say he was a yard short, and it's 4th down.
Eisenhower is going to get up and go. Bills took a shot from a couple Cougars defenders at the end of that play.
We're going to get a whistle here. Timeout, Eisenhower.
Timeout. Timeout. Eisenhower. That's their second timeout this half. One left.
Coach Smith is pulling plays out of Dan Campbell's playbook here. Going for it on 4th down in your own territory, deep in your own territory. You're trusting your defense if you do that.
Yeah, and again, you know, we'll talk about it, of course, throughout our broadcast tonight on Shelby TV, but this is one of those games where you almost have to feel like you have to kind of lay it all on the line a little bit. You talked about with me pregame off the air, this is almost a de facto playoff game of sorts. So I do think that while you have to still stick within what you do and what you know, and these teams, of course, are doing that tonight, you do, I think, at times have to sort of pick your moments, like you said, like Dan Campbell of the Lions likes to do.
Looks like Coach Smith is going to bring on his punt unit.
And again, good usage of the timeout by the Eagles, probably just looking to draw the Cougars offside that time, and again, just making sure that everybody knew their assignments.
Fedrigo dropped the punt. That's the second time a punt mishap. But the ball goes all the way down to the 28-yard line. And there to make the tackle is Cody Raymond. And that is where the Cougars take over. Michael Felicia on the return.
13.5 tackles a week ago for Raymond. Already a couple nice plays in our ball game here tonight. And you know he's one of those guys, Chris, he'll have his fingerprints all over this football game. Mocheri, 5 in blue for the Eagles. Another guy we saw get a sack on the last drive for the Eagles.
Cougars take over at their own 29-yard line. 1st and 10. Ford's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Bubble snap! Picked up by the Eagles! He dropped the snap, couldn't control it. Noah Smith with the fumble recovery. Eagles take over deep in the Cougar zone.
Back-to-back games with Eisenhower's defense recovering a fumble. Last week it was Mocheri that scooped one up off the turf. This time it's Noah Smith on a bobbled snap. And Chris, to me, this is a point where I wouldn't be surprised if they try to take a shot at the end zone.
Looks like they are. Crum looking downfield over the middle. Pass it! Caught! Touchdown, Eagles! Connor Temple, 24-yard touchdown pass from Preston Crum. Eagles up early.
Temple had 5 receptions a week ago for 106 yards. And Joe Youngblood calls it up on 1st down after the fumble recovery. And Chris, I just said it, as Eisenhower was getting set to punt it away, have to pick your moments in this game. You have to understand the moment of what this game means. And once again, Coach Youngblood understands the assignment.
Rocco Fedrigo with the extra point. Eisenhower 7, Dakota 0. Again, here's the touchdown pass right over the middle. Right where only Connor Temple could have gotten it, and he did.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful throw, stepping up in the pocket from Crum. He's had some issues with interceptions of late over his last few games, but man, when he puts that ball on, it's a beautiful throw.
One play on that touchdown drive. A 24-yard touchdown pass from Preston Crum, hitting Connor Temple over the middle. A diving catch. Eisenhower 7-0. The rain is starting to fall here. May have played a little bit of a factor on that fumble from Ford.
Yeah, it just looked like it split him right in the hands. Sort of came off his face mask, off his chest, just never quite got the grip that he wanted on it. And you'll wonder, with Eisenhower handling this running game from the Dakota Cougars right now, how does that affect their ability to throw the ball? Doesn't look like it's coming down too hard, but still possesses a bit of a challenge.
I think with the wet ball, a big game, you think you go for an onside kick right now? They were about to go for it, a 4th down at their own 30.
Yeah, I think you have the lead, which is over the last few games something you haven't had in the first half of a game. I think you just take the 7 points, you kick it away. Your defense has been playing phenomenal to start this football game. You just lean on them to do what they're doing.
Federico is ready. And the kick is away. Dropped at the 2-yard line and picked up for a nice return. That is Jalen Whitaker. And they will start this drive at about the 22-23 yard line.
Yeah, and that's really just the scenario of the conditions down on the field right now, Chris. Even just kicking it away, trouble fielding that kick right at the goal line. Looks like they'll send Hamby into that wildcat position this time.
1st and 10 for the Cougars at their own 24-yard line. Hamby takes the snap up the middle, and he'll run it for about 4 yards on the carry.
Nice job by the senior Jonah Tchaikovsky. Just see him get low right around the knees of Hamby. Just kind of undercuts him.
Ford now. Nope, Hamby still in the shotgun, in the wildcat. Looks like we are going to get a false start penalty.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Number 55. 5 yards, 2nd down.
That'll push them back to the
Thank you, sir.
23-yard line. 2nd and 12 now.
And a fun little wrinkle to this pink out game here tonight. The officials even have some pink flags that they've brought out for tonight.
Hamby takes the snap. He's rolling left, and he gets taken down in the backfield. Cody Raymond with the sack.
And I've been waiting, Chris, for this play. Hamby's just gone up the middle time and time again. When were they going to roll out, give him an opportunity to throw it downfield, maybe catch Eisenhower's defense off guard? Cody Raymond says he's having none of that.
3rd down and 20 for the Cougars. Clock is rolling. We're inside 10 minutes left in this half.
Looks like they need the 34 for a 1st down.
Ford back out on the field to throw. He'll take the snap, fake the handoff. Pass is caught and immediately taken down. Braylon Burnside on the tackle. That was Colin Sneed with the reception. Lost the shoe, but made the tackle.
Eisenhower just doing so well defensively, getting downhill to the football. Doesn't matter if it's inside, outside, they're just doing so well, flying around the field right now. Dakota really just searching for answers on the offensive side of the football.
Connor Temple is standing at the Cougar 43-yard line to collect this punt. Could be great field position for the Eagles. Punt is away, and it is fair caught. Oh, great concentration from Connor Temple. Fair catch at the 44-yard line of Dakota, and that is where Eisenhower takes over. Very important drive here, 8:37 to go in this first half. Two receivers stacked on the left and on the right. Crum takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Charles, running up the right side of the line. Gets maybe a yard on that carry. They really want to establish the run on this Dakota team.
Yeah, that's a big part of both these teams' identities, being able to run the football. Neither team really excelling at it so far in this first half. It was that short field off the fumble recovery by Eisenhower that really benefited them to the first 7 points, and now starting this drive with pretty solid field position as well.
Crum takes the snap. He's going to throw it. Pass is caught in the backfield, but he is met by a host of defenders. That was Bryce Hurley on the catch. Brings up 3rd down and 11.
And now if you're the Cougars defense, have a chance to get off the field. And still have plenty of time left. Still about 7.5 minutes to go in this first half, but have to come away with the stop here on 3rd down first.
Crum changing the play. He'll take the snap. Fakes the handoff to Charles. He's rolling out. He's got some pressure behind him. Still looking, still looking. Pass is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Hayden Bills there. Great defense played by the Cougars. Knocks the ball out. And that'll bring up 4th down.
And it looks like, we'll see when we take a look at the replay here, Chris, it looked like he might have come up a few yards short even had he caught this ball, but would have at least made an interesting 4th down decision for the Eisenhower coaching staff. But the Dakota Cougars, at least for the moment, can breathe a sigh of relief. Looks like they'll get the football back. Clock stopped with 7:11 to go. Dakota still with 2 timeouts to work with. Eisenhower with just the 1.
Federico gets the punt away. It bounces, rolls all the way down to the 6-yard line, and that is where it will be fallen on by Michael Felicia. And that is where the Cougars take over at their own 6-yard line.
Well, if they want to tie up this football game, they'll have a long way to go in order to do it. Haven't really had a whole lot of success on the offensive side of things so far tonight, but all they need is a few plays to really get going. Saw that from Eisenhower on the flip side, just needed a few plays to really get their offense going.
7:03 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Dakota's going to take over at their own 6. Jaden Ford in the backfield. He'll take the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Pass is over the head, intended for Dylan Beitelshees.
Yeah, pressure off the edge from Steele. Forces a bit of an early throw that time, throws it into some coverage over the middle. Looked like that was Connor Temple coming underneath that route from his safety position. But so far, we've seen plays on the defensive side of things from Eisenhower, from a lot of their usual suspects, guys like Mo Cherry, Cody Raymond, and Devin Steele.
Ford takes the snap, Hands off and taken down immediately by Devin Steele. That was a handoff to Skylar Simmons, taken down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and he had to get this elbow down right there before possibly being thrown back into the end zone. Devin Steele, back-to-back plays for 21 in blue.
That brings up 3rd down and 15, excuse me.
As that rain continues to come sort of left to right across the field here at Eisenhower, kind of pushing in the face of the Dakota Cougars right now.
Hamby now takes a snap up the middle, and he'll just get out of the end zone, back down to the original line of scrimmage. And we got a penalty flag.
This would be a killer if it's against Eisenhower.
Let's see what the referee's going to call here.
Personal foul on the defense. Face mask, 15 yards, 15 yards. First down.
Unbelievable stop, but ruined by a face mask.
Yeah, you had Dakota backed up around their own 5 or 6 yard line that time. Would have been punting from deep in their own end zone.
And the rain is really starting to come down now. Hemby takes the snap, running up the middle, and he'll get taken down after a gain of about 2. You know, when we came in this afternoon, it was a bright sunshine day. By the time we got to pregame, it was overcast. Football weather, really, overcast, 61 degrees, but now we are getting hit with some heavy rain now.
Yeah, the umbrella's starting to pop up on both sides of the field. Looks like some Dakota students making their way towards some shelter.
Hemby had taken the snap, but we got a whistle. False start.
On offense, 5 yards, 2nd down.
Another false start on the Cougar offensive line there. That brings up 2nd down and 12. Ball on the 19-yard line. MB takes the snap, looking to run up the middle again. And he'll get taken down after a gain of about 5. Brings up another 3rd down here, 3rd down and 8.
And right now, if you're Eisenhower, this really bodes well for you. You've got that touchdown lead. Final few minutes of the first half, and really the rain creating a situation where Dakota becoming sort of one-dimensional offensively. Looks like they'll shift some players over from left to right.
Man in motion. He will take the handoff and take it down. Lorenzo Macheri with the tackle. That was Caleb Pritchard on the carry. And that brings up another 4th down for the Cougars.
And one thing I've been surprised about, Chris, even before the rain started coming down in this first half, the size of guys like Morin and on that last run Pritchard, the length that they possess, never really felt like in this first half Dakota has utilized that length like I've seen them do in weeks past. Now, of course, as of lately, the rain playing into that a bit, but even before that, as I said, surprised that really they're not trying to attack vertically. They're more so going side to side.
Connor Temple to receive this kick. It's shanked off the side of the foot, and it'll go out just outside the 30-yard line. Let's see where the referee's going to mark this. They're going to say the 32-yard line of Dakota, and that is where the Eagles will take over with great field position again. ball security, very important as the rain continues to fall here. You see some of our crowd here with the umbrellas trying to find as much shelter as they can. Crum takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Charles, trying to find some room. And he gets brought down after a decent carry. 6 yards, 7 yards on that.
Running yards have been hard to come by in this first half. Charles, probably one of the longer runs we've seen so far in this first half.
It's a gain of 6, brings up 2nd and 4. Crum hands it off to Charles again, running up the left side this time, and he'll get the first down and more. Taken down at the 18-yard line. First down, Eagles.
And I mean, no pun intended because of the rain, but Kamari Charles is a slippery guy to bring down. He makes 1 or 2 cuts, he gets upfield, and he's hard to bring down in the open field. Just so shifty and so speedy once he gets those feet moving.
Crum fakes the handoff, looking to throw. He'll throw it, and it is incomplete. Pass intended for Brandon Kedrow. Just bounces off his hand. That was dangerous. Almost a backwards pass.
Yeah, Tukowski, you saw streaking through the picture there just a moment ago. Read that so well that time coming downhill. So was Damari Malone, number 10 for Dakota. He was in the area as well. So I think even if they completed that pass, not really much they were going to get out of that play. Might have even lost a few yards.
2nd down and 10. Clock is stopped at 2:39 for the Eagles. Crum takes a snap, hands it off to Charles, and he is hit after about a gain of 2 there. They're going to say gain of 1. 3rd down and 9 coming up.
And this brings up a very interesting 3rd down, Chris, because with the rain, with some of the slipperier conditions, we've seen Federico hit, I believe it was last time we were here, a 42-43-yard game winner. It might be a little too slippery for him to even make it from this distance.
Crum looking to throw. He'll throw it over the middle. Pass is caught. Touchdown, Eagles! Kamari Charles out of the backfield. And the Eagles extend their lead.
Well, we'll have to take a look at this replay because the middle of the field for Dakota just completely opens up. Just a nice, easy pitch and catch over the middle. Nobody picks up Kamari Charles. And even in these rainy conditions, that's an easy catch over the middle when you have nobody in the picture around you that time. Not sure what happened. Some miscommunication on the back end for the Cougars.
Federico's extra point is up and good. With 2:06 left here in the 2nd quarter, Eisenhower takes a 14-0 lead.
Take one more look at it. You see Charles just slips out of the backfield. Looked like a couple Dakota Cougars double teaming an Eisenhower receiver out on the far sideline. Looked like that was some miscommunication that time by Hamby. But if you're the Dakota Cougars, you get this football with just over 2 minutes to go. You still have 2 timeouts. If you can move this ball down the field, put some points up on the board, you do get that kick to begin the 2nd half. But it all starts right here on this drive.
As we continue to look, as we said, it is a 4-way tie for first place in the MAC Red tonight. Chippewa Valley currently leads Romeo 21-0 in the 2nd quarter.
And we'll say it time and time again throughout the night. No lead is safe in the MAC Red. We were here a couple of weeks ago for the Eisenhower game. They led that one against Stevenson 20-0 and needed that field goal at the very end by Federico to win that one. So no lead in this conference is ever safe. And I'm sure that these 2 head coaches would be the first ones to tell you that.
Kick is away, and that will land in the end zone for a touchback. .206 to go. Cougars going to take over at their own 20-yard line. You know, I've always thought this way. The Cougars, if we can get a shot at the sideline, are using play cards. But as the rain falls, that's gotta you know, dampen those, maybe ruin them a little bit, create some confusion.
Definitely makes them, I would imagine, a little bit heavier to hold up.
Ford now in at quarterback. He's got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He'll take the snap. Pressure from Eisenhower. A pass over the middle. It's a screen pass. And finally brought down after a gain of 7. That was Skylar Simmons on the catch.
And one thing Eisenhower's doing defensively is they're just sticking to what they know. They're bringing pressure on just about every play, really making life difficult for this Cougars offense.
Second down and 3 now. Clock is ticking. Minute 37 to go. Ford looking for somewhere to go. He'll throw it to the right side. Pass is caught and taken down. That was Simmons again. That'll be a first down for Dakota. Now Dakota does get the ball after the halftime break. So if they can get points here, it'll at least keep them in for that first drive. Ford takes the snap, looking to throw right pass. It's intercepted! Jimmy McGuire jumps the route. Unbelievable. The second turnover for Jadon Ford. With a minute 5, the Eagles are going to have the ball at the 34-yard line. Another short field for Eisenhower.
Yeah, that time Ford just wanted a quick outbreaking route to Pritchard along that far side. He has the size advantage over a guy like McGuire, but McGuire just went up and ripped that ball out of his hands the minute it got there.
Crum in the shotgun. He's going to look to throw, looking downfield. Still has his eyes. He's going to try to carry this time, and he'll get tripped up before he can make it out of bounds down to the 26 or 27-yard line. Clock is rolling, 50 seconds to go. They only have 1 timeout left, so we're going to be second down and maybe 4 or 5 here.
And it looks like the rain has now passed here at Swinehart Field. Wonder if they might try to set up a field goal opportunity for Federigo.
Crum looking to throw. He's going to keep it, run it up the middle, and it gets brought down, but not before he gets the first down. 30 seconds to go. Clock is stopped while the chains are moved. And Crum will spike the ball. 28.2 seconds to go here in this second quarter. Ball is at the 18-yard line of the Cougars.
Take a look back at that last play. Cougars on the last couple dropbacks for Crum, making him more of a runner. Not necessarily known much as a running quarterback, but certainly has that in his arsenal when he needs to pull it out.
Crum now looking to throw again. This one to the corner of the end zone. And it is incomplete. That looked to be the best case scenario there. A jump ball. That was Hayden Bills for the Eagles. Watch this on replay.
And he threw this ball a mile high. Excellent job in coverage. That time by Dakota. Had the safety again coming over the top. That was Warren, 23 in white. And still only about 7 seconds came off the clock.
Crum's got 4 wide receivers wide, looking to throw again. Pass over the middle and just overthrows his intended target, Connor Temple. Brings up 4th down. And out comes Federigo.
Again, just trying to climb the pocket, buy time downfield. Had a window there looking for Temple. Just tried to throw it right underneath the crossbar that time, just sailed it too high.
This will be about a 35-yard field goal. Kick is up, and it's good. An interception leads to 3 points for the Eagles. They extend their lead. It is 17-0.
Federico picking up right where he left off a couple weeks ago from Swinehart Field. And now that just makes that possession out of halftime here in a few minutes for Dakota just that much more important as they find themselves down 3 scores. But again, no lead is ever safe. And we've seen that time and time again. You talked about it with Coach Smith pregame, talked about those 1-score games in the MAC Red. These coaches, these players are used to that type of thing. So you know Dakota, well battle tested to this point in the year, are not going to shy away.
Eisenhower leads 13.5 seconds on the clock here. Getting ready for this kick here. And as you said, that rain has really let up very quickly. Federico kicks this one away, and it will go out of the back of the end zone. A lot of leg from Federico. A touchback, and the Cougars will take over at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, probably not much more than a kneel down coming from Dakota.
And he will. Ford takes the kneel down, and that will do it for the first half. Good defense, good offense, good game for the Eagles so far. They go into halftime 17-0. We will be back with the second half of action right after this.
And football fans, please welcome now your Eisenhower Varsity Dance Team.
gentlemen, Utica Community Schools is proud to present the 2023 Eisenhower Marching Eagles. The Eisenhower Marching Eagles are under the direction of Mr. Brad Arnold with field direction from drum majors Caleb Colby, Logan Grove, and Mackenzie Magola. Field commanders are Charlie Baker, Ryan Cady, and Asher Walker. Our color guard captain is Lila Webster. What has a beginning but no end? A start but no finish. Give up? The answer is time. Author Harvey Mackey wrote, time is free but it's priceless. You can't own it but you can use it. You can't keep it but you can spend it. And once you've lost it, you'll never get it back. The Eisenhower Marching Eagles want to remind you that the time is now to do the things you love in our 2023 halftime performance, which fittingly is called The Time Is Now. Drum majors, is your band ready? Cue up the Foo Fighters from 2003. Times like these rocks out as our opener of tonight's show. Our version is under the field direction of Mackenzie Magola. save the weak to the bad and instead invite you to have the time of your life. Our version of this 1997 Green Day song features Celeste Hall on the horn, Michael Davis on the horn, Sophia Yarbrough on trumpet, and Alex Celeste Perrack on the baritone. We also feature guard soloist Terry Gross and Lila Webster. Medley of the classic Styx tunes, Too Much Time. Eisenhower Marching Eagles. The Marching Eagles wish to thank everyone who came out to support us tonight. A big thank you to Eisenhower Instrumental Music Group for their continued support. We hope you've enjoyed the sights and sounds of the 2023 Eisenhower Marching Eagles.
Football fans, welcome back as we get ready for the second half of play here at Swinehart Field under the lights. Slight drizzle, but again, if you are leaving the stands for any reason, please be careful as the rain does slicken things up, if that's a word. Either way, take your time and get home safely. Stick around, we've got another great second half of play here at Swinehart Field. Couple scores might be of interest at halftime at Chippewa Valley, 28-0. Romeo, 0. And Utica, 14-6 over the Falcons over Winterfield tonight. Folks got their homecoming by 14-6 right now at halftime over there. And here at Swinehart, the Eagles on top, 17-0 over the Cougars.
Welcome back to Swinehart Field. My name is Kris Wright alongside Stephen MacDonald. We're coming out of halftime here as Eisenhower Eagles have a 17-0 lead over the Dakota Cougars. And Stephen, I know it's a big MAC Red matchup, but this is not something that we were expecting.
No, not at all. We were scoreless after the first quarter, which, to your point, kind of expected. You know, pretty defensive game that first quarter. Both teams really just trying to establish what they want to do, especially offensively in that first half. But a couple miscues for Dakota in that first half. Saw one of them there, that bobbled snap. Cody Raymond and Devin Steele, among others defensively. You see Steele there making their presence felt in that first half. A nice easy pitch and catch on that touchdown, and then the interception, the other miscue offensively for Dakota.
And really, this Eisenhower defense has been the story, giving the offense great field position that led to those 3 scores, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. The fumbled snap from Ford, the interception, the shanked punt were great, gave Eisenhower great field position. And that's how they were able to score those 17 points. One thing that we saw last time we saw Eisenhower was they came into half 20-0. Stevenson came back to take the lead. Eisenhower has to make the adjustments and make sure that they do not let Dakota back into this game. Federico kicks this off, and it will be a touchback, and that's how we'll get started here in the second half.
And we talked about for Eisenhower sort of not letting your foot off the gas in this second half. I think for Dakota, and they'll start with the football here to begin the second half, have to get something going offensively. Need to see them at least try to throw the ball downfield a bit more. They've really been working sideline to sideline against this Eisenhower defense. Haven't seen them too many times so far in this game try to take shots down the field.
The rain isn't as bad as it was earlier in this game, but it does continue to fall. Ford now looking to throw. He's going to throw. Pass is intercepted. Brandon Kedrow. First play of the second half.
Take one more look at it. Just trying to set up the screen underneath. Eisenhower defensively has played so well here tonight. They've really read a lot of these plays, a lot of these throws from Ford so well.
Dead ball, sideline interference on the defense, 15 yards, 1st and 10 this way.
Eisenhower called for a sideline interference, moves them back 15 yards, but it will be 1st and 10. As the Eagles will take over at the Dakota 23-yard line.
And again, you see the Eisenhower offense sprinting onto the field, but a couple of their offensive linemen, guess, didn't get the memo that time.
Crum takes a snap. He's going to hand it off, running up the middle this time. That's Devin Steele, the senior. He'll get a gain of 3 on the carry.
You haven't seen Steele line up at running back too much this year, at least to my memory. That's about the first time I've seen him line up at running back this year, but a solid run on 1st down.
Steele again with the handoff up the middle. Breaking through the pile and finally tripped up at the 10-yard line. Devin Steele.
Looked like that was Sanders that's able to trip him up in the hole. Otherwise, he probably gets to the end zone that time.
Devin Steele again gets a couple yards on that carry.
Hamby does well from his linebacker position, comes downhill, makes the play in the gap. See right there, number 8 meets him right in the hole.
Crum takes a snap, fakes the handoff, pass over the middle, incomplete. That looked like early. The defender got there early there, but no flag. Defender was Dylan Beetleshees. Brings up a 3rd down and 8.
Timeout. Eisenhower.
Eisenhower.
First this half.
Eisenhower will take their first time out of the half. Make sure that they have the right play here. Early on here in the second half, we haven't seen Kamari Charles come out of the backfield. Trying to find him on the sideline. But the Eagles will break the huddle. Again, rushing to the line. 3rd down and about 8. Early on here in the second half, an interception has led this drive down the field. Crum takes a snap, looking to throw. Over the middle, passes. We still haven't got it. Touchdown! Took him a while to get the call. There's Kamari Charles over the middle. 9-yard touchdown pass, and the Eagles extend their lead.
Take one more look at it. Kind of similar to the play they scored on back in the first half just leaked Charles out of the backfield. Hamby at least able to pick him up out of the backfield this time, but you have to give the advantage that time to Kamari Charles. Just too shifty, too quick for the linebacker Hamby to keep up with.
Again, it took a long time to call. The referee is talking to the Dakota coaches right now. We'll have to see what this is all about. There you can see it on the screen.
And it was that topside official from the far corner of the end zone that came down the line and made that call. The official that was standing right there, sort of middle of the end zone, as you said, Chris, took a while to make that call.
And let's see how that play is for the Cougars.
Now the Cougars will get the sideline interference.
Seen that tonight on both sides.
I don't know how it will affect the kickoff, but we'll see how it all plays out. Federico's extra point is up, and it is good. 10:28 here to go in the third quarter. A minute and a half gone. The Eagles take a 24-0 lead.
Yeah, take another look at that throw from Crum to Kamari Charles. Didn't have a whole lot of room to fit that ball in. Hamby right on the back hip of Kamari Charles, just zips it right in there. And excellent job by Charles being able to pick that ball out and then take it with him to the ground.
And we've seen Crum do that a couple times tonight. That first touchdown to Connor Temple was a place that only Temple could get it. Again, the rain continues to fall. Also, we are scoreboard watching up here in the booth. Last we heard it was 28-7 at halftime for Chippewa Valley over Romeo. It is a four-way tie currently for first place in the MAC Red between Eisenhower, Dakota, Chippewa Valley, and Romeo. With a win tonight and a Romeo loss, Eisenhower is your MAC Red champions.
Yeah, and this has been such a fun night of football, not just here at Swinehart Field, but checking those scores from around the MAC Red, as you said, Chris. It's like we talked about in pregame, just these teams having this opportunity this late in the year, having the ability to be in that conversation for MAC Red champs is really what it's all about.
Federico's kick is away and will be a touchback. Cougars coming out one more time from the 20. It was only one play that interception drive happened, but Cougars just got to get back into this game. All it takes is one play at a time.
Absolutely. Still plenty of time left, as Eisenhower is well aware of. We keep going back to that game a couple of weeks ago against Stevenson, where the Titans rattled off 21 in a row in that game. But if you're Eisenhower, this game has gone about as well as you could have hoped defensively. They've played so well in this game.
Ford takes the snap, he's gonna pitch it. That is number 44, Austin Tuchowski. He'll get a gain of about 7. Brings up second down and 3.
And that's a good start to the drive for the Dakota Cougars. Just get forward yardage as they get 7 on that run. Just something positive to build off going forward. But at least to this point in the game, anytime a big play has been needed, Eisenhower's been the one to make it.
Ford takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Tchaikovsky again. Met at the line, and they're going to say no gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Looks like they'll say Tchaikovsky got him. In the middle there as well was Marco Fodale.
Rain continuing to fall. 3rd down and 3 now. Dakota getting the play from the sideline. Ford puts a man in motion. He'll fake him the handoff and hand it off to Tchaikovsky. And looks like he's going to have enough for a 1st down. Down to the 32-yard line. And Dakota goes 1st and 10 from there.
And again, right now, the name of the game for Dakota, just get forward yardage, try to stack some 1st downs together. So important to get that 1st down there, but now have to just keep trying to move this ball down the field. Just haven't yet been able to put a drive together, and they're in desperate need of a drive right now.
Ford takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Tchaikovsky again. And he will gain about 4 yards, 5 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 5.
And now if you're Dakota, you establish the running game a little bit. Eisenhower now has to start thinking about it a bit, maybe try to open things up down the field if you're the Cougars.
Hand off to Skylar Simmons, and he'll gain 2 for another 3rd down and short coming up. Clock is ticking. We're within 8 minutes left here in this 3rd quarter.
And that'll also help this Dakota offense as well. Whenever you can have a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 situation versus something like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, that also makes the play calling a little bit easier as well, because it allows you to look at some run options as well. And they have guys like Tchaikovsky or Hamby that they can give the ball to and know that they're going to push forward and get you those 3, 4 yards every time.
Ford takes the snap and hand it off to Tchaikovsky again. And looks like he is right at that 1st down line, and he will get it. 1st down and 10.
Yeah, just falls forward for that extra yard he needed 3. He got about, call it 3.5 to 4 that time, as he gets hit on his way through the hole by Tchaikovsky. And now back-to-back 1st downs for the Cougars.
Ford looking to throw. Pass over the middle is off the chest and dropped. Pass intended for Colin Sneed. Hit him right in the numbers, but couldn't come up with the play.
Bit of a knuckleball that time from Ford. See it just kind of slip off his hand that time, and yeah, that hits him right in the hands. He has to bring that down.
The rain certainly affecting this game. We saw a lot of Wildcat in that 1st half from the Cougars. Brady Hamby in the quarterback position, but it's been all Ford here this 2nd half.
And that's mainly due to score too. Like I said back in the 1st half, that is something that they're accustomed to doing, having Hamby in that position. But when you're down multiple scores like this, you have to have your typical quarterback out there running this offense.
Wide receiver screen. Ford passes, it's complete. And that'll be a gain of 11 for another 1st down. That is Caleb Pritchard on the catch and run.
Well, we've seen for most of the night that sort of jet sweep with Pritchard going sideline to sideline. Eisenhower's read that well all night long. This time they swing it out to him on a wide receiver screen, and he gets up around 1st down yardage. Haven't really called his name a ton tonight, as well as Trent Morin.
Ford takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. And caught from behind. That was Skylar Simmons on the carry. Gain of a loss of 1, excuse me. Second down and 11 coming up.
Looks like Tchaikovsky in there again, as well as Steele.
There you see one of the play cards for the Cougars. That's where the play comes in. They definitely take their time, but time is not on their side. 5:45 to go here in the third quarter. Ford takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Simmons, and met at the 45-yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd and about 9, and we got a flag.
Yeah, take one more look at the run. He hits a wall as he got about 5 on the run. See Devin Steele in on that. Looks like they'll get some sort of late penalty on Eisenhower here.
A 15-yard personal foul. We saw this happen once in the first quarter, or in the first half, excuse me, with a face mask deep in Dakota's zone. But now Dakota is driving down the field here.
And I think that time it was as simple as once Simmons' forward momentum was stopped, that whistle's gonna blow. Eisenhower just kept driving him back down the field, and once you hear that whistle, you have to let him go. And it was egregious enough, they said, to throw that penalty.
First and 10 now for the Cougars. Ball at the Eisenhower 30-yard line. This is the best drive that the Cougars have had all game. Handoff to Simmons and met right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play.
Again, excellent job up front by the Eisenhower, defensive front. They've just done so well tonight getting in the backfield against this Dakota offensive line that's really been a strength of this defense all season.
Ford looking to throw on second down. Pass is caught. And there he is, number 1, Trent Morin. Taken out of bounds at the 19-yard line.
Finally, we call Morin's name. Just throw it in the slot. Kedro was the man in coverage.
It's first and 10 now for the Cougars. Ball on the 19-yard line. Ford takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and the pass is incomplete. Pressure brought by Jonah Tchaikovsky. Brings up second down and 10. 4:19 to go here in this third quarter.
And Tchaikovsky was there as Ford tried to get rid of that football, just barely got it away.
Rain starting to get a little bit heavier now. Man in motion, Ford takes the snap. He's looking that way, pass is deflected and bounces to the turf, incomplete. Cody Raymond with the deflection brings up third down.
And again, the Eisenhower defensive front doing what it does best, just getting into the backfield and being disruptive, getting their hands up on some of these throws out wide.
Third down and 10. Ball at the 19-yard line of Eisenhower. Cougars driving forward, looking to throw. Ford now going to scramble. We got a penalty flag. And he'll get tackled at about the 10, 12-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and 2, but let's see what this flag is. Might be a hold there at the bottom of your screen.
Holding on the from the holding offense number 71, 10 yards from the previous spot. 3rd down.
It'll be 3rd down again. Holding called
71 ball 71
against the Cougars.
You hold it.
Brings up 3rd down and 20. Ball at the 29-yard line.
And this has been Dakota's most sustained drive of the night, but they've taken a ton of time off the clock, even just getting the ball down this far.
Ford takes a snap. He's going to look to throw, and he's going to get sacked. Devin Steele with a sack. Might push them out of field goal range. Just coming off the edge right there, beating the offensive tackle and bringing him down.
Yeah, that's just all speed that time from Steele, just coming all the way around that edge. Just a great motor, trying to work his way into the backfield on the backside of Ford.
And it looks like they're going to try. They're going to go for this.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really at this point you can do. Not really time-wise an option to punt it away. Too far for a field goal.
Ford looking to throw. He's going to throw for the end zone, and it is incomplete. And that will be a turnover on downs. Great defense by the Eagles, helped with a holding penalty there. And that will give the Eagles a 1st down and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, Ford just looking end zone all the way, sending everyone deep for the Cougars. Wanted Morin on the other end of that throw. McGuire was one of the men in coverage for the Eagles that time.
Crum takes the snap, he'll hand it off. Up the middle, that's Kamari Charles. And he's finally brought down after a great gain of maybe 9. They're gonna say a 1st down.
Yeah, so tough to bring down. Just gets low to the ground, low center of gravity, just keeps those feet moving.
Gained to 12 on that carry. Crum fakes the handoff. He's looking to throw, pass is caught! 20! 10, 5, touchdown, Eagles! Hayden Mills, 53 yards, and the Eagles are rolling.
Looks like we have a flag down at about the 45-yard line. But an excellent throw from Preston Crum as we await the call from our head official.
Illegal man downfield, just a heartbreaker.
Legal participation on the offense. Stepped out of bounds first, and we got 15 yards, 1st down.
They're gonna say he stepped out of bounds, and you can see from the replay there that that did happen. 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, stepped out right about where they threw the penalty flag at about the Dakota 46, maybe 47-yard line. Defensive back did well, kind of riding him out that time.
You might be able to argue that he got pushed out of bounds, but it's now 2nd down and 25. Crum looks to throw, pass is incomplete through the hands of Hayden Bills that time.
All-time series between these two schools, 18-13 for Dakota, 11-11 between these two teams in the regular season all-time. Eisenhower looking to get a game up in that respect.
Crum looking to throw. He's going to throw this one over. Pass is incomplete. Just didn't look like it was read well by Brandon Kedrow there. And it brings up 3rd down and 25.
Dangerous throw from Crum, trying to come back across the field with pressure in his face. That ball just hung up there for a long time in the rain. Kedrow basically had to just try to bat that ball down.
Third down and 25. They have to get to the Dakota 43. He'll just pitch this one to Charles, and he's met in the backfield. And he'll get called down at the 26-yard line. So that's going to bring a 4th down and a punt from the excitement of a touchdown all the way back. Now we're punting the ball away. The clock continues to roll. We are inside 2 minutes here in the 3rd quarter.
And I think right now, if you're Eisenhower, that's probably the biggest thing that you're concerned with. Hopefully this punt is a good one and you can flip the field a bit.
Rodrigo gets this one away, bounces at the 35, picked up, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 29-yard line. It was Michael Felicia on the return. And that is where the Cougars take over 1st and 10.
That last drive from Dakota, their best so far of the night, didn't result in any points. Ended up having to throw a shot towards the end zone on 4th and long. But to the benefit of Eisenhower, that drive also took up several minutes of the clock.
Hamby takes the snap. And he'll only get a gain of 1 on the carry. Or that was Ford, excuse me. Designed quarterback keeper on that.
Yeah, just straight up the middle. Eisenhower defensive front does well converging on that. Sounds like Tchaikovsky was one of the men in there.
Ford looking to throw, throws left, and it's deflected and falls incomplete.
Yeah, excellent job by Burnside that time going up, trying to turn around, locate the football, just gets that hand up there. Right at the last minute, right there, gets his hand up, knocks that ball away.
Eisenhower defense really showing tonight. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. 3rd and 9, excuse me. 1 minute to go, clock is stopped in this 3rd quarter. Rain continuing to fall. Ford looking to throw. He's going to run it up the middle. Passes almost intercepted. Sammy Agnello there bounces right off his chest, but it's going to be 4th down. And the Cougars will punt this ball.
Ford takes off and runs it, lets it go at the last minute.
There was a holding call called against Dakota. Penalty will be declined.
Thank you.
And that brings out the punt unit for the Cougars. Connor Temple at his own 40, waiting for this punt. A low snap, but he gets it away. It's a high punt. Lands at the Dakota 46, and that's where it dies. Wet turf here, not a lot of bounce. Eagles are going to take over at the Dakota 46-yard line, 43 seconds to go.
Dakota's played hard tonight. It's not for a lack of effort here tonight, just everything seemingly going Eisenhower's way tonight. They've executed much better on their game plan.
Crumb pass intended for Brandon Kedrow, just out of his reach. Brings up second down. We have an updated score for Chippewa Valley and Romeo. Romeo did score a touchdown, but tried a 2-point conversion and failed. It is 28-12, Chippewa Valley into the third quarter for that game. Again, Eisenhower needs a win and a Romeo loss to claim the MAC Red. Crum takes the snap, he'll hand it off, running up the middle. That is David Scheel. Gets a gain of about 6.
Seeing some other options in the running game for Eisenhower, usually seeing Kamari Charles. We've also seen Devin Steele at running back tonight. Now David Scheel, the latest runner, showing that versatility in the running game.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter. Eisenhower scores early on in the third quarter, gets a big stop at the other end. It is Eisenhower 24, the Dakota Cougars 0.
And while we have a moment, we'd like to thank Esplendido's Mexican Cuisine. Always enjoy having their food pregame catered to our entire crew. Call them at 586-739-1070.
Great pizza as always every week. Delicious spread. Tried some of the chips and salsa, might be a little bit too hot for me, but you know, it was good.
Yeah, it's always nice. They switch it up a little bit on us each week.
That's
change
right.
up the menu a little bit each week for us.
Third down, Crum takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Kamari Charles, and he's going to get about 4 on the carry. That brings up a 4th and 1 decision here. And they're going to leave the offense on the field.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was really much of a decision. They're going to go for this, try to keep possession of this football, keep that clock moving.
Steele takes the handoff up the middle, and he's brought down, drops the ball, able to collect it. It is a first down for the Eagles.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at the replay, but I want to say his elbow went down, and that's what caused the ball to come out right there. It does come down, and that's what pops the ball free. So he would have been down either way. Looks like Hurley, the man down.
No, it's Devin Steele.
Yeah, you're right. Saw Hurley kneeling down right in front of us by the official. Yeah, just landed right on that elbow. As you take another look at it, just gets upended in the hole. And then just has to instinctively fall on that football again as it came free. But yeah, just got that leg caught up underneath him as he hit the turf. Good to see he makes his way up and he'll walk off on his own. With a little pat on the back from Coach Smith.
Definitely a scary sight for a senior, but good to see that he is walking off under his own power. And Coach Smith has a smile on his face, so that's also promising. Here we go, 1st and 10 now, ball at the 32-yard line. He'll hand it off to Charles. He'll get down to the 29-yard line, gain of 3 on the carry. Should bring up 2nd down and 7.
And this is why they go for it a couple plays ago on that 4th and 1 call. Keep that ball in your possession, keep the clock running. And you see a different pace to this offense from what we saw earlier, score being what it is, and the time obviously in their favor, now slowing things down drastically.
Crum takes the snap, hands it off to Charles, unable to find any room there. Gets brought down at the line of scrimmage. That brings up 3rd down and 7. Rain is really starting to pick up here in this 4th quarter. We saw maybe a little bit heavier rain in the first half, but a lot of the student section has gone to find shelter. Third down and 7 coming up. And as you said, the Eagles really slowing down the tempo here. They played this game very quick up until this point. They have a 24-0 lead. Crum looking to throw. Pass is incomplete off the turf. Intended for number 12, Hayden Bills. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Ball definitely underthrown by Crum, but an excellent job by Bills working back to the ball. Nearly gets his hands under it, as you see there, just lets it go right through his hands into the turf. And you can probably attribute that underthrown ball to a bit of that rain.
Eagles going for it on 4th down again. Crum takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Charles, running up the middle, trying to spin through, but he's unable, and he gets brought down at the 25-yard line, and that will be a turnover on downs.
And you almost wonder, Chris, if it wasn't raining as it is right now, would they have possibly kicked that? That's about the exact same spot that Fedrigo nailed that game winner from just 2 weeks ago, about a 40, looks like it would have been about a 42-yarder on that kick. But again, the rain has played a factor in a lot of the decision making within this game tonight.
.9:42 to go here in this 4th quarter. Ford brings a man in motion, take the snap and hand it off up the middle. A big carry there. That is Skylar Simmons, gain of 15 down to the 40.
And that right there, probably their best play of the night overall. Just straight up the middle, big run for Simmons. Gets all the way past the 1st down line before he even gets contacted.
Run up the middle, caught at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Simmons again.
Just a frustrating night for sure for Dakota. Really haven't been able to establish anything offensively tonight. Eisenhower's defense has really locked in.
Ford takes the snap, looking to throw. He throws left, pass is caught by Trent Morin. Brings it about a gain of 7 on that one. 3rd down and 3 coming up.
Quick drop, really didn't drop back at all that time by Ford, just lets it rip to the sideline.
Ford takes the snap, he'll hand it off to Simmons again. Another big gain here, down to the 40, 35, and finally brought down right there at the 35-yard line. Another 1st down.
Dakota all of a sudden figuring out how to move this ball down the field and doing it rather quickly now, as they're at the 35-yard line, and it's not like Eisenhower has put in their 2nd string either.
Another handoff, this time met at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. Skylar Simmons again. 2nd down and 9. Clock is ticking, 8:20 to go here. Eisenhower has that 24-0 lead. You don't want to give Dakota anything here. Give them a shred of light, thinking that they can come back in this game. Ford takes the snap, he'll hand it off up the middle again. And a gain of about 4. Brings up 3rd down and 5 from the 30. And that rain is really starting to pick up here, Stephen.
Yeah, absolutely. Hasn't really let up at all in this second half. Stopped for a bit during halftime, but then picked right back up again.
Ford throws pass, intercepted! Down the field, 1 man to beat. 1 block, and he's taken down. That was Jimmy McGuire on the interception. His Ford's third interception of the game.
Yeah, just slightly overthrows his intended receiver. McGuire was right there in coverage behind him. Right place, right time to intercept that football. Then the big run back really just had the quarterback Ford to beat. And then chasing him down from behind was Pritchard. And for McGuire, hard to outrun a guy that's listed at about 6'3".
Crum takes the snap, hands it off to Charles, running up the left side, and he'll get brought down inbounds. Keep the clock running at about the 18-yard line is what they'll say. 2nd down and 5 coming up.
Tried to get every yard he could out of that run, dangerously close to being brought down out of bounds, which would have stopped the clock. Luckily for Eisenhower, he was dragged down just inbounds, as you see right there, going down to his backside. Keeps that clock moving.
Under 7 minutes to go here in this game. Eisenhower looking for the dagger.
And I wouldn't be surprised to that end if Joe Youngblood does dial something up here, especially on 2nd down and 5. Maybe tries one more throw at the end zone, really try to put this game away.
Crum takes the snap, rolling out to his right. He'll hand it off to Charles the other way. Gets brought down at the 7-yard line. Gain of 11 there. Be a 1st and goal for the Eagles.
And that was a smart run by Kamari Charles. Thought he might have been able to make it a foot race to that corner of the end zone, that near pylon you see right there, just cuts it back to the middle, and in doing so stays inbounds, and keeps that clock moving. If he doesn't win that race to the end zone, probably gets brought down out of bounds and would have stopped the clock.
Ball at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal for the Eagles. Clock is ticking. Crum takes the snap, he'll hand it off to Charles up the middle. He meets a pile, and they're gonna say a gain of 1 on the carry. 2nd down and goal from the 5 coming up. Crum getting the play from the sideline again, really slowing down their tempo. And it's good to see the Eagles able to play both ways. They played very quickly to start this game, slowing it down, killing the clock. Just about a little over 5 minutes to go here. Takes a snap, he'll hand it off to Charles again, running up the left side. And I think he just got back, they're gonna say the 4 was his forward progress. 3rd and goal.
And to your point, Chris, about being able to play both styles, play up tempo, but also understanding when to use some of that clock, it's going to be so important for this team to be able to have that kind of identity where you can be a team that airs it out, you can be a team that runs the football and can establish the line of scrimmage. You can also play fast, but you can also play slow. I mean, that's teams that, when you get into playoffs, teams that can sort of change their identities at times and kind of fit what the flow of the game is. And that's what Eisenhower's really been trying to do as of late.
3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. Crum takes the shotgun snap, looking to throw. Still looking downfield, still looking, throws it back over the middle, pass in. Caught, touchdown, Eagles! Hayden Bills, 4-yard touchdown reception. That is Preston Crum's 4th touchdown pass of the day. And that might just be the dagger for the Eagles.
Yeah, Preston Crum has really been impressive at home this season. Couple games ago against Romeo, struggled with some interceptions, came back the following week, had an excellent game against Stevenson. Last week, same thing, struggled with some interceptions, comes right back this week and puts on a big-time performance in a big-time game. And that's something when we talked to Coach Smith a couple of weeks ago, said that's just the kind of guy that he is.
Federico's extra point is up and good. With 4 minutes and 11 seconds left here in this fourth quarter, the Eagles 31, the Dakota Cougars nothing.
Excellent job by Crum, just getting out on a run, trying to extend that play as long as he possibly can, and then finds one of his favorite targets, coming back across the middle in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Excellent job by Crum, just extending that play until something came open. Take another look at another angle on that throw.
Getting the most up-to-date score here between Chippewa Valley and Romeo. Chippewa Valley 35, Romeo 12. Again, with the win tonight, Eisenhower will guarantee themselves a tie at the top, but they need Romeo to lose that game in order to be MAC Red champions.
And when we talked at the top of our broadcast about these teams, not even just in this game, but that other game, as we mentioned, Chris, just being in this opportunity, being in this moment here tonight, Eisenhower really making the most of that opportunity.
Federico kicks the ball away, caught at the 4-yard line. Nice return up the middle to the 25-yard line, and that's where Dakota will take over. Four minutes and 4 seconds to go here. Ford in the backfield. He's got Skylar Simmons. Fakes the handoff, will throw it. Pass is caught by Trent Morin, and he'll get brought down after a gain of about 10. They're going to say that's a first down.
Good throw to the far side for Morin. Just haven't gotten their receivers all that involved in the game here tonight.
Ford takes a snap, fakes the handoff, and he'll overthrow his intended receiver. Caleb Pritchard, intended receiver on that play. Brings up second down and 10. Clock is stopped at 3:42 now.
But I think, to Eisenhower's credit, they've done well defensively tonight in two aspects. A, getting pressure in the backfield, not allowing Ford to get comfortable in the pocket, but also on the back end as well in coverage.
He'll hand it off to Simmons this time, running up the middle. And he's finally brought down, but not before he gets a first down all the way down to the Eagle 47. It'll be first down and goal. Dakota now looking to push this up tempo a little bit. He'll hand it off to Simmons again up the middle. Tripped up after a gain of 2. They'll say a gain of 3. Gain of 4, excuse me. Second down and 6. Ford hands the ball off again. Simmons met at the 39-yard line. That'll be third down and 2 now for Dakota. Clock continues to roll, 2:40 left in this game. Simmons gets the handoff up the middle. He'll run the left side and get the first down to the 35-yard line. Another first down.
Yeah, just moving this ball down the field. Obviously, too little too late for the Cougars, but I think if you can even just put this ball in the end zone one time before all is said and done, you at least have something to walk away feeling good about.
Simmons takes the handoff, met at the 30-yard line and pushed backwards. And that'll be a gain of 5. I think if you're the Eagle defense, you want to keep that 0 on the scoreboard. Clock is ticking, 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's why they've kept the starting defense out even to this point in the game. Obviously, the game is well at hand, but they're keeping the starting defense out there to finish the job.
Handoff on the left side. They'll get a gain of 5, maybe 6, but that's enough for a first down.
And of course, for Eisenhower defensively, just trying to keep that ball in bounds, keep that clock moving. About 90 seconds remaining.
Simmons gets the handoff, gain of 9 on the carry. Brings up second down. Excuse me, gain of 9, second down and 1. We get a whistle.
Timeout, timeout. Eisenhower.
Eisenhower will take a timeout with 1:17 to go here in the fourth quarter. We're still trying to get the most up-to-date score on Chippewa Valley. But again, if these scores hold, your MAC Red champion are the Eisenhower Eagles. Still 35-12, Chippewa with the lead over Romeo. Going into the fourth quarter. So this game here at Swinehart Field will end before we get the final score between those two teams. Hopefully next week, as Eisenhower takes on Utica next week, we'll get to have a conversation with Chris Smith as a MAC Red champion, but we'll see how the fourth quarter goes with Chippewa Valley and Romeo.
Looking forward to that game next Friday here at Swinehart Field on Shelby TV. Eisenhower and Utica on a neutral site.
Ford looking to throw for the end zone, pass is deflected and falls incomplete. Bring up third down for the Cougars.
Yeah, just trying to take a shot to the end zone for their big body receiver Morin. Just try to get 6 points on the board.
He'll hand this one off to Simmons up the middle. He's met the line of scrimmage, and they're going to say no gain there, fourth down, and the clock will continue to roll.
And the thought process behind taking that shot on third down and short was that, or on second down and short rather, was that you still had third down to try to get that yard. Problem is Eisenhower's defensive line does what it does best. They get in the backfield and blow that run up as he got back to that line of scrimmage. So it's a fourth down and call it a long one here.
Ford now looking to throw for the end zone, and it is incomplete. And that is going to do it for this game. Eisenhower's going to take over on offense with 33 seconds to go. One kneel down away. This will be the first time that Eisenhower will beat Dakota since 2019.
Yeah, Cougars have taken 5 of the last 6, took both meetings last season, including a 28-0 win in the postseason.
Now that game was played without Preston Crum. He got hurt at West Bloomfield, the last game of the season.
And really that last throw by Ford kind of epitomizing this football game tonight. Throw came inside, receiver Morin broke outside. The execution was just never really there for this Dakota team tonight.
And one kneel down from Preston Crum, and that is going to do it. Handshakes, celebration. The Eisenhower Eagles are going to defeat the Dakota Cougars 31-0. Steven, what were some of the big plays that led to this this unexpected defeat.
Yeah, I mean, this game, at least through the first 12 minutes, was really what we expected. No score after the first quarter, but then Eisenhower comes back with 17 in the second quarter and really just never looked back. Their offense really started picking up. Their defense really supported them on the other side of things. Taking away the football was a big piece to this game. Really caused some issues for this Dakota offense, never really allowed them to get going. And again, when you have the kind of offense that Eisenhower does, you have a play caller like Joe Youngblood who knows when to take his shots in some big moments. That's when you get a result like this. Dakota just never really had a response tonight.
The defense really helped out this game. 4 turnovers, 3 sacks, great performance on both sides of the ball. And even when Dakota was driving down the field, it was bend, don't break. They got the ball down inside the 20, inside the 10, but they were able to get the turnovers, get the stops that they needed, and really pull out this win. Again, we still don't know. We won't have